Hello biofans, this is Pablo from Immortal Historia here with an... Give me 1 second. So yes, as you can see, it's been a past busy weeks in the past few, 3 weeks. That's why I had the suit on. It's not just for some kind of silly intro type thing, although definitely there was a little bit of that in there. But no, so we have a new episode of The Chronicler, where I'm going to be talking about the Netflix series, Bionicle Journey to One. I hope all of you have had a chance to watch it, hopefully legally, so that those numbers show up in Netflix and LEGO's radar, and they know to make more shows. But if not, that's fine. The important thing is to talk about the show, and that gets LEGO realizing that people liked it. So all I'm going to do is just go through some of the negative comments we've heard from the show, compared with a few positive comments, and then just see where you all stand, if any of what I said changed your mind, or what opinions you have that I didn't touch on the video. So the 3 comments that I've got today in terms of negative elements are more tied towards content of the show. So the first one is that the prologue was all the animations from last year. It's very unfortunate that when they promise us a new show, and 3 of the episodes come out in the first half of the year, the first one is comprised of animation that we've already seen all of last year, and not really much that's new. The second comment is that then after that episode, all we had were 2 episodes. We'd hoped that there would be a little bit more to see, but there are only those 2 episodes. And the third comment is tied to that, and that's that of those 2 episodes, they felt very fast-paced and quick. They gave us a lot of new information, a lot of new content, but in only 20-minute installments for 2 episodes, sorry, and really not much time to digest the new information, the new material. So those are the 3 main comments. The prologue being entirely out of animations, the 2 episodes, and the fact that the 2 episodes went by very quickly. So now the 3 comments in favor of the show. The first one is tied to the prologue episode. Yes, obviously the prologue episode was made up of those animations that we got all of last year, but think about it this way, right? The animations from last year were released in very irregular intervals. We had the first episode come out in New York Comic Con back in 2014, and then we had to wait months until the next one came after that, and then a few other episodes, obviously, but with some time intervals between each. At least this prologue brought them all together with the most important information and elucidated a little bit more what the story for last year did and how it tied into this year's story and this year's series. So at least the animation had a better role to fill there than maybe it felt for those who might not have liked the animation style or the irregular release or the way that it told the story with just the one voice. The second comment is based on the 2 episodes, all 20 minutes each. Even though it was this short amount of time, they managed to condense a lot of information in a way that we still kind of got. I remember reading when the latest SpongeBob movie came out, somebody about our age said, the movie was okay, but it was very fast-paced and very disjointed. You have to think about the fact that actually works for kids. I mean, sure, Lego and Bionicle is something that we love, but ultimately it was made for young children, and they consume a lot of media in 20-minute intervals with a lot of things happening, so that the action doesn't go stale. And even with that happening, as I said before, the 2 episodes managed to condense a lot of information. Characterization of the Toa, creation of the universe, the whole story of Umarok, how the sets work, and specifically tied to that, how the Protectors work. We finally got to see how the Protectors themselves move and how to play with them, but also how they connect to the Toa. A special shout out also to Pahadu and the Protector himself, how they managed to, in 2 minutes, characterize that whole character arc, and still make the Protectors cool, whereas we saw the sets and thought, that doesn't look at all appealing, and yet the show showed us otherwise. And the final comment is not actually related to any of the other comments we gave previously, but it's something that I personally really liked, the animation style. If you didn't know, I was a very big fan of the 4th Bionicle movie when it came out, because of the animation looking like the sets, because of them moving the way that they did, and so seeing this animation style in Journey to One was really, really cool. It very much mirrored the sets, how to play with them, how to bring them together, in a way that is easy to understand because they look exactly like the sets. And for, an animation style like that, which we didn't always get in the Bionicle media back in G1, it's nice to see that this animation style really takes advantage of how the sets look aesthetically and what they can do. So, biofans, what are your thoughts? Did you agree with any of the analysis that I gave? Are there any points that you found contentious? Any arguments or opinions that you had yourselves that maybe I didn't hear? I know I might not be the best person to talk about the Bionicle mythos and opinions, so I'd love to hear what you think. So please let us know in the comments on the video below. Let us know also on our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, and also on our Blogspot page, so that I can keep hearing what you all have to say and incorporate it to make better analysis, hopefully, or incorporate those points later on in other videos. This was Pablo from El Muro y la Historia. Unfortunately, I have to dash off because there are a few more things to do in life over the next week and a half, more or less. But after that, I should hopefully be back creating more content and some really cool stuff for the channel as well. Nonetheless, thank you again so much for staying with us, watching our videos. This was Pablo from El Muro y la Historia. Bye bye, fans.